My next guest is Van Zambrano, and he lives in Thailand, and he's a backpacker. And he is very passionate about traveling. He's very passionate about exploring the world, and his passion led him to creating a startup of his own called Gura. Right? There's a lot of iterations that have happened for his startup, and there's a lot of promise on his startup as well. I learned a lot from this interview with Van, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Enjoy, guys. All right. Good day, everyone. This is John from Square Zero. With me today is Van Zambrano. I met him in Clubhouse, in one of the Filipino entrepreneur clubs over there. So Van is currently not in the Philippines, and he's a startup founder, and he's raising funds for his company. Just really trying to get it off the ground. So I have him here today. He's going to be sharing his project, the values and the problems that he's trying to solve with the project that he has, and then we'll talk about in detail his journey and how he got started on the journey, where he's at right now, what are the challenges that he has encountered and that he's had to go through, and it's going to be an inspiring discussion, and I'm sure that we're going to learn a lot from Van. So Van, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah.
It's an honor to have you here. You spending time with me. I know there's a lot of things going on, but I'm happy that you're here, and I'm sure that a lot of the listeners of the show will learn a lot and be inspired by your journey. So, Van, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company, and anything else you want to add. So we can start from there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for this opportunity to talk with you in your podcast. And I know you have a lot of listener, and I hope that I can contribute to their journey as well. And by the way, my real name is Van Ernil Oliveros Zambrano.
Nice.
I'm from Mindanao. I was born in the rural area, and I grew up in the rural area.
Which part of Mindanao? Because my wife is from Mindanao. She's from Cotabato City, and then she studied college in Ateneo Davao. So I know we have some family in Mindanao. Which part of Mindanao are you from?
Yeah, it's in Misamis Oriental. Hingoog City is part of Misamis Oriental, and the capital city is Cagayan de Oro, which where I went to study in Cagayan de Oro College. I took up a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, and yeah, I grew up in the rural area, and that my journey, like it's very, it's going from hard and then still working on until we get into what's really our goal in our life. Yeah, and I'd like to share with you in this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. So where are you right now? Like, just give us a brief summary, or just give us a little bit of detail into what's the status of your business or your startup. Just to give us an idea how far you've already achieved, right? And we can go from there.
Yeah, right now I'm here currently in Thailand, and yeah, I work as a quality control, quality assurance engineer in a construction company. But what I really inspired to do is to work with my idea to start a business. So I am so inspired to do these things until I able to have this in a reality. So I have this idea for about 4 years already, and I'm still working on. And I am so very positive that things put all together, especially right now that I am like part-time in Clubhouse just for networking, and I think Clubhouse is a good,
Clubhouse is
good
amazing, right? Yeah, Clubhouse
yeah,
is amazing.
yeah.
I forget what the room was. I think it was one of the rooms for Sinigang Valley, right? Like there's some
Yeah, I
really
think so. Yeah,
yeah.
I,
There's some really big names over there. Like I think in that room we were talking to at least 3 or 4 venture capitalists here in the Philippines, right? I forgot their names. I remember it's Paul and
yeah. The Pageman poll.
yeah,
Yeah,
Pageman Paul.
yeah. The guys from United States.
Yeah. So they some of them are Filipinos that live in the United States,
Yeah.
that are actually like investors, like real investors that support the startup community here in the Philippines. So it's amazing that Clubhouse is able to connect like people like us that have
Yeah.
not that much experience, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And with people like them where you can just talk freely, you can ask questions, you can you can have conversations, you can listen in on their conversations and learn from what's happening in their space and in their in the stuff that they're doing, and kind of gives you an idea uh what you want to do. And he, like Pageman Paul, actually gave you some really good tips, right? On how to get your idea off the ground. I think based on your Instagram, let me just go there real quick. Like based on your Instagram, your company is what was that? Let me see. Uh,
Italtai.
is it the Gura.com? Gura?
Yeah. That's the currently I am working right now, the Gura app. So this is we're still in the idea stage, and we're still I'm still looking for people to come in and join. And any of your listener might hear about our conversation will like to contact me and share their skills and put these things all together and let it work. So the Gura app, like yeah, if there's something that you wanna ask for, and then we can go to Gura app in later in this conversation.
No, it's
Anything.
okay, man. Let's talk about the Gura app. What's the idea behind it? Like, you're obviously very passionate about the app. You've been working on it, on the idea itself, for 4 years. Let's start with that. Like, what is the like what is the idea behind it, or what is the maybe problem that you're trying to solve?
Yeah, this Gura app starts like way back 2017 when I joined the Startup Week Thailand, and
Oh,
there I joined with a boot camp, and then I learned um, things were involved, how to think, organize ourselves so that it will bring us to be motivated to become an entrepreneur.
right.
So there in the boot camp, we learn about design thinking. The design thinking is a process of how we can come up things and then put that into planning and then uh, and implement it. So it's a good process of developing things, of making product and test into the market so that you become successful. So I come up with Gura. Is a Gura. Is definitely Guora, like
Guora.
go,
Okay.
go anytime.
Okay.
And then yeah, and then the idea come up like in Philippines we try to play with words like the gay lingua, right?
Gora. Gora, right?
Yes. So
Gora
if I
bells
go
or something, right?
Gora first. So the app is like it's a mobile app, like it's very handy. If you want to go out and then you don't have any plan you don't have any plan, and then just bring your mobile app and then go somewhere else and then turn on your location settings, and then in the map it's just the was that the tourist hotspot or the tourist attraction just pop up in the map, just like if you are going to use the Grab, the Grab app. Yeah, you can see your location, and then it also shows the nearby taxis or the cars that are still available to pick you up, right?
Right.
So I convert the idea into a traveler and the host. So how's that exciting if you have that app?
So it's kind of like where so if you're unfamiliar with a place and you have the app, it tells you all of the exciting things in the area, like sort of like a virtual tour guide that gives you all of the attractions in the
Yeah,
place.
definitely. And it's very it's an app that will connect the traveler and the host. And this time we don't need any travel agency to connect to the tourist guide. It's directly connect to the tourist guide. And if you are going to use the application to communicate the host, and then both of you will talk together without any third party. So this time, the idea was way back 4 years ago. During the time when I got this idea and then present this to our group as we work on the workshop, the idea that I come up with when our mentor listened during the time, she says it doesn't work.
It's not gonna work. She rejected it.
She like didn't believe my idea will work. Yeah. So
Wow.
But deep in my conviction, like this will really work because I am a solo backpacker, and I know what I need, and this is the problem that I'm going to solve for people who would like to adventure outdoor without the knowledge or don't want to plan. Yeah. So
that's amazing.
they won't believe my ideas, but still I tested the idea by myself, and I really work on this hand on it by myself. Like just 2 years ago, 2019, before COVID, I went to Vietnam and Cambodia and Laos, connecting local people, and they sound very hospitable to their guests, like me, as a foreigner, as a foreign in their place. So, like, if you are going to rural area and then you meet people in the local communities, they were so hospitable. They want to keep you safe. They want to assure you that you are in the safe place. Yeah. So that's the background. And now that COVID hit last year, so I went to, there's nothing to do here except my job. So work and then go back to my apartment and nothing to do. There is a program from Ateneo School of Government. It's a leadership program, and the program is based on the UN Sustainable Development Goals, wherein you have to solve the problem, the social problem. So my social problem that I'm going to solve is like the current problem, the pandemic, wherein we cannot move around because we are so scared to go out. We don't have any connections. We doubt if we are compliant. We still stuck on in the checkpoint because a lot of we are going to pass. So I converted the idea Gura, the off the beaten path, into a, a, a concept. I call it Trip Trap website or Trip Trap app. You have to
Okay.
choose. I give you my solution, the mobile app. You go for a trip. You can comply. You as a COVID-free person or a traveler, or if you are scared, stay in your house, and then you are trapped forever.
So you've pivoted the idea of Gura from like a local travel guide, a virtual travel app into Trip Trap. So that's the new project now. And this
Yes.
is more of a like, how does it work? Like if you this will tell you where all the checkpoints are, or will this tell the people in the area that you're going to that you're compliant to certain protocols? Like how does it work?
Yeah. So this is how it works. Like if you are going to talk, so you have the application and then you find a place where you want to go, and then
Right.
you started to contact the host, and then the host asks you, okay, please comply all the requirements so that you can come, you can cross all the checkpoints, and then you can come here. So in the application, it could be a tool, it could be a useful tool for our government to, for as a yes, that's a contact tracing tools, because everything inside your phone. You don't have to bring any documents, any paper to travel. So it's inside your phone. It's very handy. Like
Ah,
it's we have phone anytime on our hands. So why not use this technology so that it will make our life easy during this pandemic, right?
I
So
see.
so
I
what
think
if
no.
I
There you go. I think you're back now.
were cut off?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got cut off. Yeah. You're about to say like what if and then you got cut off.
So so what if in the checkout, when you book
Right.
for an outdoor experience, in the checkout, I will put a link to buy a COVID insurance, a travel insurance, so that you are insured yourself during your travel to make you very comfortable, confidence of your trip. And then I can put also is a space for you to save all your documents, all your COVID test results. And then when you pass to any checkpoint, you just pull
You can
out
just
your smartphone and then show to the to the checkpoint.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea. So it's like a very easy. Like if I'm going to contact a reliable laboratory, an affiliated laboratory COVID, and then the government will recognize the app as a verified app for screening. So things will just come up very easy. I think so.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get it. Like if you're traveling, and so it's a centralized way of
Yeah.
getting your insurance, getting all your documents, so that when you go to the border, like they have it handy. Like they can
Yes.
maybe pull it up. You can just present like a QR code or something like that, right? And they could see all your records and know that
Yes.
you're fully verified. Uh, yeah, that's amazing. And then you're thinking of are you thinking of using blockchain technology for this, or just or something else? Because you can use
Yeah. Yeah.
blockchain, right?
It's very cool to, yeah, it's a good option if we can include blockchain or any payment gateway that we can use. So this is a cashless travel. So you don't have to bring any money. So the transaction, everything is online, will be online. Like or else, if we have a good system, payment gateway system in the Philippines, so we just buy things using QR code and we just travel cashless.
I think we
That
have
was
that. Like Gcash is pretty good right now, right? Like I use Gcash for almost everything.
Yeah.
But so they can do QR codes, and it can also generate your own QR code, so that yeah, and it connects very seamlessly with most of the major banks, right?
Yeah. So
So
yeah, that's the idea about Gora, and then it turns into Trip Trap. So let's
yeah,
see if things will put all together.
that's amazing, man. Like just the fact that you have your idea, and it's something that you've worked on, and you've gone through some of the challenges that startup founders usually go through. So basically, you've had to pivot already your initial idea into something else in response to the COVID situation, right? So how did you? What pushed you to start creating this app, right? Was it because, like, so obviously you mentioned that you're a backpacker, right? So there's a need that you're already seeing, right? But what pushed you to, like, actually be the one to solve that need, right? Like for me, like I see a lot of problems, but I don't necessarily put it upon myself to be the solution, right? Or to create the solution. Like, where's that, like, how did that mindset come to be?
You mean the end user, right? How that's viable to the end user?
No, not
Like,
not necessarily. Just the fact that you decided to solve a problem, right? Like, how did you get to that mind space? Like, there's you saw a problem as a backpacker, right? Like in Gura, right? You saw there's
yeah.
a problem, and then you didn't just say that, oh, there's a problem, someone will fix it. You decided that
Mhm.
this is an opportunity, and I can fix this, and you started working on it, right? Like how did you get that mindset that you started working on that problem?
Yeah. The thing that inspires me to have this idea, to come up this idea. So I've been backpacking for since 2008,
Wow.
and then in only in Southeast Asia. I started in Thailand 2008, and then continue my journey to uh, Malaysia, and then things just learned by myself. I don't have any during that time 2008. Social media is like is not very popular. Uh, we have some resources, reading personal blogs, right? And YouTube is not so popular during that time. And but the backpacking industry is like it's a huge in Southeast Asia, like Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia. And yeah, it inspires me when things I met during my journey, like a lot of problem that I encounter, especially looking for a place that I want to go during that time. So it's my own problem, but I think my problem will be the same problem with other people, that they just don't care to solve the problem. So why not solve my problem and share this problem to anybody? And then for those people who doesn't care about this problem because they don't want to get around, they don't want to go out, so that inspires me to share my journey as a solo backpacker. And especially this time that we are already locked down for more than a year. So come on, we cannot just stay inside the house for a long
Yeah,
time.
man.
Like
It's driving people
Yeah.
crazy. Like a lot of people, it's hard. It's really, really hard. I mean, it's harder probably to get the virus, right? But it's just not I think sustainable, right? I think kids especially need to be allowed to go out, right? Like it's hard because there's no social interaction with other kids outside of
Yeah.
what they do in Zoom. And then the world is so beautiful, man. Like the world is so big,
Yeah.
so beautiful, and they can't even see it.
I mean to say, like, you have to go out to see.
Yeah.
It's yeah. You cannot go farther if you are not taking one step. You know. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Every great journey begins with a single step, right? Yeah, I think
Yes.
someone.
I cannot just let this pandemic hold myself to do what I want. Like that, yeah, you're true. You're true that this world is so beautiful. It's a lot of things to say and say,
Yeah,
right?
man. Awesome. So there's a problem, right? Like you saw that there's, as a backpacker, you saw that there's a problem. It was so hard. What gave you the confidence that you could be the one to fix the problem?
Um, I cannot so like my confidence level to to understand that I have this solution because I have this research and I even have my research paper. I can share to anybody to read my research paper that I can prove that I am not just making these things up. So I have this research paper and I even presented this research paper to the panel defense during my uh, during my social enterprise study. So I am so that my confidence level is so high that this is the way to go. This is the way to go.
But how did you get that confidence level to be that high, right? Like before you even started, you were just a backpacker, right? And then you're seeing so many problems, like, and then you said, "I'm gonna solve the problem." At that point, you already had the confidence level. Like, where did it come from? Where did your confidence come from?
Yeah, it's just like a matter of believing yourself. Like I am not a tech guy. I am not a tech guy. I am just a construction worker. Yeah, for real. But but I believe that something is a self awareness realization that maybe the world is calling my attention. That I have this idea, but I still believe that I am not the only one has this idea. But I have to do this before anyone else can start their own steps. So I must be go ahead. I must be ahead of them. So things things would be like I put it in a hard way, so hard to do this, especially that I cannot even uh, start my coding to have my minimum product. But
Yeah,
as what I have said, like this clubhouse really give me a big space to communicate to many people. And you know what? Just this week, I have 3 people to join my team.
really. So you're
Yeah,
able to recruit 3 people coming from a Clubhouse?
yeah,
Wow, that's amazing.
and
And
yeah, what? Just we are 5 people now in the team. Like we starting to plan, communicate about how we can refine the idea. We are 5 people, and one of this is my wife. We went together in the social enterprise school, and yeah, I'm so excited that for a long time waiting for 4 years, like things. I still realize that during that time, 2017, when my mentor in the boot camp didn't believe me, I think that time I realized that it really doesn't work. But this time
that
I
version
believe
really, she was right. She was right. Was she right?
He was, yeah.
She was right. Okay, she was right.
I don't stop believing what's really my idea, because I tested by myself, and I still enjoy traveling around before COVID. And yeah, I really enjoy working here in Thailand. During my free time, I can still travel before COVID, but now I really miss going out, and I realized this is the time. This is really the time to make these things happen. So
Yeah.
I make the idea. I make the idea trip trap to fit this current situation. And you know what? Here in Thailand, to really test the idea, I rent a farm. And then I rent a farm because I want to offer to my friends to experience what I am trying to do for this business. So to start this business, I need a host and I need people who wants to travel. So I tested the idea myself. I rent a farm and then invite people to come and experience the outdoor living. And I got more than 10 people response the idea. And they like the idea, especially during this pandemic, because when COVID-19 second wave strike again in Thailand last before three days before New Year, and it really ruins everything, because we were so excited that we can celebrate New Year with zero case COVID case. But second wave came, and then everything put us locked in door.
Locked out, lockdown again, right? Across everywhere, actually, even in the Philippines.
Yeah, but fortunately, I have a farm already during the time. I have rented a farm. And before lockdown, I went away the city and went to my farm. So that's also another idea. Like, we don't know how long this pandemic will end, and we have second wave, we have third wave, we have fourth wave, and we don't know how many waves coming in. So it's better to be prepared than never.
How are the vaccinations coming along in Thailand? Like,
Well,
have they started, or like how far along is the vaccination process?
They have started the vaccination, and just like other country, they prioritize the senior.
Right.
And right now, the record for vaccinated people is just around close to 2 million. And Thailand population is around 80 million.
Oh, it's a long way to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's farther along than here in the Philippines. Last I checked, it was around 1% vaccination, and then the rate of vaccination is about 7,000 per day, which is not fast enough by any means. Like, it's gonna take 14 years at 7,000 per day before everyone gets vaccinated. So yeah,
you
huh? What's
that? You get a shot?
I was. I'm on the list. So there's a list that you can sign up for, but just like in Thailand, it's like seniors first, frontliners first, and then that's when yes, it's gonna be a while. Maybe sometime. I don't know when, actually. It could be next year, probably.
But can I ask something about what's really going on in Manila or in Philippines, like how to move, like
Yeah. So movement is generally not very restrictive right now because over the weekend I had to go back to Pampanga. So I'm in Manila, but then I go home to Pampanga because that's my
mhm,
hometown, and it's
yeah,
okay. Like there are buses available. You can travel anywhere really. So it's not very strict. Um, yeah, it's not very strict. Like I mean, they have a lot of announcements online about these quarantines like ECQ, GCQ, MECQ, and all that stuff. But for the most part, from a realistic, like reality standpoint, it's pretty much the same, right? It's not that. At least from my perspective, there could be perspectives, especially for those that are living in high density areas, right? Like places like in like the projects where there's more
mhm,
people crammed
yeah,
into smaller
yeah.
spaces.
I heard this people conversation in Clubhouse, like sorry, I heard this conversation inside the room in Clubhouse. They were uh, professional. They were techie guys. Like some of them were they were from Metro, but they moved to Pampanga
Yeah,
because because like what I said, like maybe they realize that it's so difficult when they were locked down in Manila when there is another uh, rise of COVID cases. So what they did, they went to outside the metro. So I and this conversation that I have heard really helped me put into the pedestal of confidence that my idea really fits to people who would like to run away in the city and then move to rural area wherein they can find a safe place because in metro, like it's very clustered area and people
right.
were so crowded. But in the province, you can stay outdoor as long as you are away from the proper city, so you can still enjoy the fresh air, like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
will enjoy social distancing.
yeah. One of the people that I know went home to Cotabato the other day, and they went to the beach, like, and
Yeah,
there are no people in the beach, so it's fun. Like you can still live, you can still enjoy nature, right? In the province, to a certain extent, as opposed to here, like in Batangas or whatever. It's very hard. Um, so going back to having an idea, right? Like let's say um a lot of the people that actually listen to the podcast, they have some really good ideas, but they're super scared. Like they're scared because they're thinking about too many things. They're thinking about all the ways that they could fail. So they're having trouble building up the confidence to get started, right?
yes,
So I guess you could say that they're in their own way, right? They haven't started. They have a lot of things that they're saying that prevent them from getting started. Like what advice would you give people like that, um, in order for them to pursue their idea? Because like in your case, right, you have such high confidence in your idea that even though the person in the boot camp said it's not gonna work, you said no, it's gonna work. So you know what I mean? Like you didn't stop, right? Like you didn't stop. You had to pivot, yes, but at the same time, the the confidence that you had in yourself never really wavered because it's been a long time. 4 years is not a short amount of time, and you're still working on it. You have grit, right? You've pivoted, and now you have team members, right? So how does that work? Like how can people like me, for example, who are so stuck in their fears, gain more confidence?
Yeah. Well, I cannot really give some advices, but I can say that it comes to the point wherein I have so many ideas to work with, but some ideas were so bad. I just like every day we have like 100 of ideas, but we if we put that into our in our checkboard, we just check this, cross, and then eliminate all those things. But if someone contradict your idea, for me, it come to the point that I should say I really don't care. It's me, and I know how to work it out, and you just there making fun with me, making and it really built up my confidence when people bullied me or talking bad things about my idea, and it really inspires me more to work, because I believe the more idea that it sounds bad to other people, the more that it sounds really good to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Like a lot of the people that have changed the world weren't really popular. Like their ideas were really not that popular when they first came up with those ideas, right? Like for example,
Mhm.
like Steve Jobs, right? Nobody could understand what an iPhone was because no
Yes.
iPhones existed yet.
Yes.
And then like Colonel Sanders, right? KFC.
Mhm.
I think he got rejected like 1,000 times or something like that, right? Like kept going to restaurants over and over again, getting rejected
Yeah.
until someone took a chance on him, and then obviously we know that the KFC went really big. And there's a lot, right? There's a lot of stories like that where they kept getting rejected, kept getting hated on, and but they kept going, and eventually their ideas started to become reality and change the world, right?
Yeah.
So does that come as something natural, right? Like I think what you're saying is that don't let anyone ruin your confidence, right? But is that
Yeah.
something that you're born with, or do you think that's something that you've been able to develop over time?
It's something that it can develop into yourself. Something that you have to inspire yourself, to believe yourself. Something that you have to work on, because that's you. It, it, no one can really help you, even though you seek advices from any people. They cannot turn you into a good person, or something like a motivated person. It's up to you to work by yourself. Like um what I'm trying to say, like, confidence is not built up. It can it will it it is a thing that you can gain from time to time. You have to work on it, and something that you have to believe in you, to believe what you thinking about, because at the end of the day, it's you. It's up to you. That's the real thing. It's up to you. It's like a do or die.
Do or do not. There's no try. I think Yoda
Yes.
said that part. Uh, yeah. So if I'm having self doubts, right? Like it's not even other people, right? It's myself, right? Like I read this and I read that, and then statistics this, statistics that,
Yeah.
and I myself am the one having doubts. How do you manage that? Does that ever happen to you, and how do you manage yourself so that you remain confident?
Yeah. You know what? Self management is a real thing. every day is a new day, and every day is not the same day as yesterday. And there are times that you are down that day, but you are looking for the next day that you can come up. You are getting up on your feet, and then you can move on. Uh, that's how beautiful life is, because we still have tomorrow, right? Unless we are put uh into prison. But even if prison people
Yeah.
still thinking positive that they can someday they can be free. So here's the thing. Like, if you have the idea and people don't understand your idea, and that's the good thing, because they cannot copy your idea because they don't understand,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
confidence. Because if you have the idea, nobody copies that. It's you. It's patent already.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really up to you if you will work it. And I think this is what I'm going to inspire everyone listening in this podcast. No wrong, no right idea. It's up to you to work it out. So that's the best takeaway that I can share to anybody. You have to work it out. You have to build up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very inspiring, man. Like because a lot of time we put so much value into other people's opinions, right? Like versus what we feel is right. And every inspirational person that I look up to, like Les Brown, Gary V, like Vaynerchuk, um, and
Yeah.
some other people,
That's
right? Like they always say that don't care or don't put too much value on what other people think. It's important what
yeah.
you think,
Yeah.
what you believe
Yeah.
in, and what makes you what you're passionate about, right? So that's really interesting and
Yeah.
inspiring.
It's like it's thinking. It's your mind sitting. I mean, I read this beautiful quotation. I don't know who said this one. The quality of your day, it depends the quality of your thoughts.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Because
yeah. Because if you have quality thoughts that day, it really ruins. It's really sucks. And yeah, I mean, it's a bad day. So you
yeah.
have to be quality thoughts.
Yeah, I also so I listen to a lot of podcasts too, and one of the podcasts that I listened to, it was like Lewis House. He was interviewing, I think it was a scientist named Andrew Huberman, and like the way you talk to yourself and the way you talk to yourself in your head is
Yeah.
extremely important in how you will in dictating how you feel, right? So you have to talk to
Mhm.
yourself in such a way that like for example, if a kid, like if you have a child or you're taking care of a kid and they have an accident, right? Like they spill water, spill milk, like, and you know it's an accident, you're not gonna yell at them and call them stupid or whatever, right? And it's the same thing with how you talk to yourself, especially if you're making a mistake, and you have to talk to yourself as if you're talking to someone that you love, that you don't want to ruin that person's confidence, right? So, and then every day you have to wake up with like a vision of the future that you want to accomplish for yourself, so that you're always uh, keeping your eyes forward, right? Not looking back into the things that have already happened, whether it's good or bad. They're already done. So just keep looking at the future and be in the moment. Does
Yeah.
that make sense? I think you might agree with that, right?
Yeah, that's big thing. That's really big thing. I mean, I love people, and I love everyone if they can. I love to inspire people. I want them to think positive, even though how things turns bad every day. Because mistake. is not bad. Mistake is things that we can learn and move on. Like, you don't have to worry about mistakes, because if you don't do any mistake, you cannot learn anything in your life. Like, I really intentionally work on mistakes. I really put myself in the wrong way so that I know how to work it out to get that way. And I love that. So I don't know if AI sounds make sense, but this is the way I motivate myself. This is the way I wanna do myself. It sounds like a so crazy idea, but I am just thinking like outside the box. Like even by just saying I don't care to any people what they say to me is like a big motivation for me every day, because I only care for myself. And if people care for me, I love it, because I don't need any I don't need any good comments. I don't need any people would say good to me. I like people saying good to me, but I don't need
You don't
someone.
need it. Yeah.
Yes, I don't need.
Amazing. And ever since you were a child, or like even as you were a kid, were you already this confident, or like it's something that you've always you've had to learn from? Like, was there a point in time where you learned this valuable lesson, like an event or something?
Yeah. When I was a kid, like I'm just an ordinary kid in the rural area. Like we play the dirt, we play tear out the tear out wheel rubber.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, with a stick, and then you have to push it
and
along the road.
and things just develop when you want to step up. If you want to step up, you have to gather many information as you can, so that I really don't think about working abroad. And even during my elementary study, our house is 15 kilometers away from my school, and
15? Wow.
15 one five.
Yeah,
And
that's far.
yeah, that's far, and I have to talk to a jeepney to go to that far, and then come back in the afternoon and repeat again in the next day. Like I do what I'm doing that for 6 years, or from grade 1 to grade 6. So I think my experience also helped me to be motivated. I think so. But I don't want to judge any people if they don't have experience during their childhood. But
If you had a good
you
childhood, an
still
easy
have time to,
childhood. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, you still have time. We still have time. We have a lot of time, We have a lot of time. And time is so precious. And
Yeah.
even though we misuse our time, we still have time for tomorrow, for the next time. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. And one thing I want to share. Was that 5 years ago, 2015, I weigh about 104 kilograms, and the only thing to lose that weight is motivation. So I work hard to lose weight, but I able to work on that weight down to 64.
Wow.
For 8 months. But there are so many tries that I made during that time. It's not overnight. It's not happening for 1 year. Like when I started to work out for my weight loss, it's not the same for the next day.
You had to try
But
different things.
Yes. But when I try to be motivated after 4 years of working out, and I tell myself, if you don't work out your weight loss, you become sick, I told myself, you become diabetic.
Yeah.
And anything that bad happened to your health, that's you. And I started to move and look for any solution. And yeah, I work it out. I from 104, I turned down to 64 for 8 months.
It's
And that's a
amazing.
yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
tell yourself when you face disappointment?
Disappointments. Yeah. I mean I my disappointments, it's not about people. It's not about affecting. I'm not affected with other people. I'm just disappointed what I am doing. So I that's why I said I don't really care for what people say, because that would really affect what I am doing. The only thing that really disappoints me is I talk to myself like, what did you do for today? What's wrong? So are you gonna do this for tomorrow? Are we doing the same thing tomorrow? So um the thing that really disappoints me, if I cannot do the things that I wanna do for today. But still I still hoping for that I can correct that one for the next day. So disappointment can still be worked out. You we can learn to correct our, if it sounds we're cut off. What's the last?
You were saying about disappointments and how you can still work it out. Oh, I got it again.
That I said? Sorry.
Yeah. So the last thing
Let's try again.
there. So I think the last thing you said was how you work out the disappointments that happen on a like daily basis. Like how do you work it out?
Yeah. Yeah. For about disappointments, like I want to know what really disappoints you. I want to know what really disappoints me. So to make things very easy for me, I don't want to point out to people who affect my day, who were the tools that make my day disappointing. So to make things easy, I have to blame myself. I have to talk to myself. What things that I done wrong. So that's in order to determine the solution for myself. Because if I'm going to point out to people that made my day disappointing, or I feel disappointed, that's a big thing to work it out, because that's people, that's different thing. We
It's not
cannot
within your
teach them.
control. Yeah.
I am the one who control myself. I am the one who make things wrong. I am the one who make things right. And people are people. They are just there to give you lesson. So that's how I simplified to solve disappointments, to make things easy. Because if we try to think about what really happened, it's him, it's them, it's my mom, it's my father, it's because they don't care about me. That becomes who I am today. And I think that's the time when you were so resentful of yourself for the things that happened in the past, and that's the things that really holds you back, that you cannot move on, because I
Oh,
hope it makes sense.
Yeah,
we're
there.
talking about.
I think I lost
Ah,
you a little bit, but I'm getting goosebumps from what you just said. You know why? Because a lot of people like to play the blame game, right? Where this is happening to me because of this, because my parents, because of my because my parents did this, my parents did that. And if you don't
yes, yes,
if you don't do that, if you do that, that just takes away like accountability and ownership of your own life. And then it becomes like it's not my fault, right? You can't control your life.
yes,
But in reality, if you decide that I am in control of my life,
yeah,
right? I'm gonna control how I react, how I think, and
yeah,
that just changes things for anyone, right? Like it changes your mindset from being a victim to being someone that is in control, like owns the outcomes, like own your outcomes, right? Like whatever happens in your life, own everything. And yeah, that's really inspiring for me, man. That's that, like, hearing you say that validates what I believe. So yeah, I appreciate that. So I just have a few more questions, or maybe just one question and maybe some follow-up questions based on that. um so I have some questions here from Tim Ferriss. Have you heard of Tim Ferriss? He wrote the 4 Hour Work Week. Yeah. So
uh-huh.
I have one question from his book Tribe of Mentors, which is amazing. So in the last 5 years, what
Okay.
new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life?
For the last 5 years.
Yeah. What new belief, behavior, or habit has most improved your life in the last 5 years?
Okay, there are no specific things to talk about what I have done, but the only thing that really moves me to improve myself, I have to work out myself. Myself is my enemy that I have to fight with. So myself is the worst enemy, I should say, because it's a lot of workout. It's a lot of things to work out. Like you know, to improve, to improve, it's you. Improve. If we are going to break down the words improve, that's the the 2 letter. It's I am. That's I'm. And the next is prove. Like you have to prove yourself. I improve. So you have to prove. Like it's not you prove, it's improve. It's me. So that's what I realized to myself. It's a matter of self-realization to prove that you improve. And that becomes you I'm proof. I hope it makes sense again.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I love that. I love that because the journey of self-improvement is something that you really have to be consciously doing, right? Like even if you just
Yes.
do something better every day, like even if it's just a small thing, as long as every day you're doing something that makes you better.
Yeah.
And it's hard because your mind is programmed to resist any change that is like hard, right? Like I think we're pre-programmed to seek out comfort,
Yeah.
right? Create comfort zones. And so whenever you're trying to improve yourself, then it becomes a battle with yourself because we don't want to go there. Like if
Yeah.
you're working out, if you want to lose weight, that's always hard. It's so easy to gain weight, right? Like it's so easy. It's so easy to gain weight. It's so easy to be lazy, just sit down,
Yes.
watch Netflix all day. That part's easy. But if you want to improve, you have to battle yourself, and
Yes.
that part is hard. All right.
Wow. It's a lot of things, huh?
Yeah. So thank you, Van, for sharing your journey, sharing your ideas, sharing your process, right? Like how you think, all of the things that help you become who you are today, your history even. Um, is there any way that the viewers can support you and your company, like either in social media or somewhere? How can we all support you?
Okay. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Me and my wife is working out our website. It's www.tayona.com. Tayona is Tayona spells like Thailand, Thai,
Oh,
Thai, and Tayona.com. It's a collaboration between Thailand and Philippines, wherein we can reach out ordinary people. We want to accelerate ordinary people so that they can bring themselves up. So we want to reach out many people as we can. And our website started when we want to reach out small entrepreneur, like a rural entrepreneur. Like we started with a bamboo community. These people in Vietnam, in Cambodia, and in Thailand, they were bamboo straw producer. And this is the things that we are so passionate to support, because we are also we like sustainable living. We want to support green environment. So we are into solid waste management. And yeah, if you guys want to put your story in our website, we love to. We want to promote everyone in our website, and follow us in our website www.tayuna.com.
that's
And
uh
yeah,
that's
yeah,
THAIYUANA. Is that how it's spelled?
yes, THAIYONA.
YONA. All right, got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be like we started we started to promote social enterprise, but we want to create stories of people, ordinary people. We want to lift up people, their lives. We want to help. And I should say that we are still working on ourselves also. We are just people, we are human, we make mistake every day. And that's the thing, that's the beautiful thing, because we commit mistake and then we can
Yeah,
correct it. Yeah, that's the very.
absolutely. It is beautiful. Like nothing is permanent, right? Like you can always nothing is irreversible. And I
Yes.
think Tony Robbins was the one who said it, that mistakes, there's no failure, right?
Yeah.
Failure is just feedback so that you can get
Yes.
better, right? Yeah. All
True.
right, Van. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Do we have the same time zone there in Thailand as here in Manila?
1 hour away,
1 hour.
behind in Philippines.
Oh, okay, okay. Good.
Yeah.
So it's nighttime there, just like it is here. Appreciate you sharing your inspirational stories and how you are as a person. We will support you. I'm gonna put your website on the description when I post this, and hopefully, whoever watches this can be more confident, focus on self improvement, and really learn how to like talk to themselves and discipline themselves, just like how you did it. Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, John, for this opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I'm so happy that you are working also with your what you want to do. Yeah, I mean, just do what you want. Just do what you want, and it takes time to waiting, but it takes time. The time that you are waiting makes you so excited.
Yes.
Yeah, I
It's the
mean, I'm so
journey,
excited
right?
every day.
It's a journey. It's not the destination, or it's both, maybe. Yeah.
Like I want to share one more time. Uh, this is I heard from Wayne Dyer. I don't know how you heard Wayne Dyer. He's a motivation. Wayne Dyer. He said, let me remember what he said. It goes this way. If you want to make things change, the way you look at things, if you want to change things, the way you can change the way it looks. So, like, if you want to change things, you have to change what you see. So if things turns bad, you have to see it good so that you can change that things into good. So it's a matter of how we think. Yeah, just I mean, I heard many people say thinking positive is stupid, but I believe thinking positive is a good thing.
It's a good thing for sure.
The way we look at things will change when we change the way how we see things, just like that. So it's up to you, do or die.
I believe that, man. I truly believe that, and I think that's something that everyone needs to learn. You know, to visualize it, think positive, think about what you want to happen, and it's gonna happen. It's a law of attraction, right? And you pray also, right? You pray to God to make it happen.
Yes, that's very helpful.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Van. I appreciate your time. You and your family. Hopefully, you guys stay safe there in Thailand, and let's collaborate some more on future projects. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You too, man. You too. Let's support each other. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Yeah. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.